Welcome to Tech Rounds on Tech Build Africa. My name is Emmanuel Amogu, and I will be your cheerful host for this session. And we're set to discuss the educational system in our continent, especially when it has to do with the convergence of technology and education itself. Reimagining education. How would education be in 10 years' time? What is tech going to bring so differently? What are we going to do so differently than what we're doing now? If you look at a decade backwards, you will see that it's not the same thing that we have today that we are having happening now. Online education, online global learning communities, and platforms, IoTs. I mean, these stuff are a lot, but they have made education what it is today. I will be having this discussion with Nwanneka Cynthia, who is with me in the studio. You can see the pretty lady in the studio. So Cynthia is a dedicated professional, okay, and she's into the educational technology, what we know as EdTech innovation. And yes, and she's doing a massive work at HESED Learning. Yeah, and she's the product owner, the senior manager of HESED Learning. So hi, Cynthia, good to have you in the studio today.
I'm so happy to be here, to be with like minds like you. I've been watching what you've been doing regards, putting information about technology out there, and it's quite commendable. So thank you for having me here, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you for your kind words. It's good when innovation recognizes innovation. Yeah, I mean, we have no choice than to keep pushing the innovative stories of Africans, especially in this continent. I see that there's a lot of potential, and we can't even do less than to promote and keep promoting. So we will just go into the conversation. I hope you're ready for this conversation.
I'm excited.
Okay, about the topic we are discussing today, I just want to start this with a personal experience, okay? 3 years or 2 years ago, when was COVID? I would say that was the high point of technology and education marrying each other, because we were at a point where the world was in a lockdown, everything was shut down, and then people were not able to go to school, and we had to look for other means to survive as human beings. And when you look at education is about learning. So it's the basic and the most fundamental thing for any human person. Yeah. And when you stop learning,
you stop growing.
You stop growing. And let's just say you're dead, literally.
Actually.
Okay, so how were we going to push on with learning when there was a shutdown? I think that was when I did my first ever online course. Oh. Yeah, I did like 2 courses during the lockdown. And those courses have helped to push my career advancement to another level. So I didn't know I could do something like learning online. Yeah. So I think this is a personal experience I'm sharing right now. I'm sure any other person out there would have something different. Just to testify that technology has really brought a lot to the table. Okay, we're now having communities where professionals get to teach. We are now solving the issues of barriers and boundaries. Yeah. So you could have a degree in a European university while you were in Nigeria. I mean, that's amazing. It's not magic. You just need to have a device, have your network connection, have your materials, and then you're connected. So we're living in a world where we've shrunk into what we've known as a global village. Yeah. And then that has been taken over to the educational space. So people like you are in the education innovation entity, and then you are coming up with products and how students can maximize online platforms to boost their learning capabilities, to boost their performances in exams. And this is really, really creative, okay, and innovative. And then in the blockchain and immutable distributed ledger system, I did a course recently, and then our certificate was supposed to be based on the blockchain. Yeah. That means you can't change what has been circulated. So it is immutable. So what is being shared, it has that authentic nature over time without you tampering with it. Yeah. So maybe if many of our leaders had their certificates on the blockchain, maybe we wouldn't be having some of the issues we're having today.
I knew you were
I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though.
I knew. I did not say. He said.
for a fact, like you can just go and verify. Say, okay, my certificate is on this blockchain. Go and verify. The Polygon is on here. Yeah. I mean, everyone sees it and they certify that this is correct. Yeah. What views do you hold about tech innovations and how they are impacting the various sectors in education?
Okay, I'm in tech, education tech. So it goes without saying that I think the impact is positive. But I am not going to sit here and, tell you that there are no negative impacts. I'm not that kind of person. I like to be as realistic as there is. So for the positive side of things, we have, accessibility, just like you, when you took your 2 courses, even though you were at home during the lockdown, you have that accessibility that anybody, anywhere can be able to get a degree, just like you said, from European universities and all that. You can be able to sit in your house, or even those that maybe they have motor skills issues, they have challenges, they can't walk, or they are bedridden. Learning does not end there just because you have these challenges. You are able to pick up your phone, pick up your laptop in the bed, wherever you are, and then you're able to connect with the outside world. Because learning is not just, taking in knowledge. It is also a way for you to connect with people. Learning is not just about taking in, I'm just going to download this. No, it's about being able to also connect with other people, being able to also help other learners
and interact with that knowledge.
Interact with that knowledge, because knowledge that you're not using it's basically no knowledge is a waste. I don't want to say it's a waste, but the essence of everything is that you're using it in one way or another. It doesn't have to be outright that, I'm using this in my job, but, just that interaction with others, helping others. Somebody has this question and you're able to help them. The inclusivity, I've spoken about how somebody that is bedridden, or they have, challenges with their motor skills. Maybe they can't walk, they can't move around. Maybe they have agoraphobia, where they can't leave the house. You find out that with online learning, they are able to, despite these challenges, they're still able to connect with people. They're still able to learn. So that inclusivity of bringing in everybody, despite, all the challenges that they might have, where they are from. Doesn't matter if you're white. I mean, if you're signing up for a course on no, but if you're signing up on a course on Udemy does not say, you are from here. I'm not going to give you this. It's not possible.
It's inclusive.
So it's inclusive. Everybody gets access to it. So that is one very good thing I can say, because my company champions inclusivity. Even our products, we make sure that, we cater to children that have dyslexia, that have ADHD, that have ADD, that might have motor skills, or children that have sight challenges, they can't see. So my company is very big on inclusivity. So inclusivity with online learning is something that I am quite happy about. And it is one of the positive impacts of, online learning. There are a lot more, because you have so many people are now digitally literate. People before that, they don't even use a computer, but because of the advent of online learning, you want to learn online.
There's a need.
There's a need. So there are a lot of people that are more digitally literate. There are a lot of people that are using devices. There are a lot of people that are connecting with more people. So that is on the positive side.
What digital trends has this form of education brought to us?
Okay, that's a very good question. Notice now, there's a way that we consume content as human beings. Like, it has changed since the advent of, before TikTok, a lot of people found themselves that they don't particularly read a whole article. They skim an article. So that's why even when you're using software like MailChimp, they tell you, is it skimmable? Because people skim. They just want to pick out the points and then move ahead. So people have changed how they consume content. And the good thing about being able to advance in education is that we keep tabs of what is happening. We keep tabs of how people are, consuming content. So now there's this thing called Microlearning. Where learning has been created in a way where it's bite-sized. So because of how people are consuming content, they just teach that way. You're giving somebody access to 24 hours, 48 hours of content.
Yeah.
They can become overwhelmed. They can see it and say, oh no, I'm not
do
doing
this.
I can't do this. I didn't sign up for this. But
I can't kill myself.
I can't kill myself. But when you break that 48 hours down, that's okay, every day you're breaking it down into 2 hours per day, 15 minutes of content. So they take 15 minutes, a bite, take that one, come back again, 15 minutes, and on and on. So you find out that what it does is that they are able to consume at their pace. It's not when, it's just everything. Oh, you need to do this. No, you're able to give them that bite size. So it's called microlearning.
Okay.
So it's something that it's coming up even with kids, with adults and all that. And another good trend that has come up, which you've mentioned and I love, is the flipped classroom. It's so I feel like the flipped classroom and blended learning is where we are headed. But for some reason, I am a bit more biased towards the flipped classroom.
Okay, let's see why.
Because with the flipped classroom, what happens is you give students the content.
Okay.
To go. They have it. Okay, we're going to be treating, I'm not very good at maths. Okay, we're going to be treating algebra. We're going to be treating algebra tomorrow. Children have access to the contents for algebra. They go home, they prepare for class, and then they come to class and it's interactive.
Okay.
So it's one, it gives them that agency to be able to, they have power. There's something about when someone has that agency, they are more likely to do things because they feel like, or they know in their head that, oh, this is for my own betterment.
Yeah.
This is at my own pace.
I need to do my own research.
I'm going to learn it how I want to learn it. So they go home, they look into it, they figure out, okay, how do I learn algebra? I want to learn algebra. They do their own research. They go on YouTube. They check online. They go on Reddit. Wherever they figure out they can learn. And then if they're not able to learn it, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is they have that idea. They have that understanding that this is what algebra is like.
Before the class,
they've been introduced on their own terms before the class. So when they come to the class, it's interactive. A lot of times the teacher is like, okay, were we able to do this? Did you have any issues? Where it's engaging, everybody's speaking, every child has a voice. And the good thing about flipped classroom is that it gives children a voice. It's not when a child is
teacher just has to stand and say everything there to say, I hope you understand, class. Yes, okay, bye-bye.
Exactly. It's not like that anymore. It gives them a voice. They speak, they are heard. And it's not just about speaking because they speak, the teacher takes notes, the teacher hears them, the teacher interacts with them and engages with them. Classroom, for me, is where it's at because it gives the students a voice. Everybody is able to speak up. Everybody is able to say, this is what I've been able to do. This is what I did not understand. And other students can even help out. Oh, okay, I understood this. Can I take the class? And then, they go there. Everybody is, they're all putting their hands together, putting their voices together.
The teacher is now more like a facilitator and someone guiding them.
A mentor. That is and that's one thing. That's where I believe that a lot of parents, a lot of schools, they don't get the position of a teacher. A teacher is supposed to be, it's not about downloading or rather offloading knowledge. A teacher is not a knowledge repository. You can go online and find all that knowledge. The teacher is not there to just do wow and then the teacher is not there. The teacher is there to guide them. The teacher is there as a mentor. The teacher is there as a coach. The teacher knows this thing. The teacher knows the best ways to go about this thing. And the teacher is guiding the children. So that one, the children are able to have their own voice. They are able to have their own agency. They are able to think. They're able to think. Like it's not just about, auntie said 1 + 1 is 3, so it's 3.
So it's 3 automatically. You don't want to know how it got to 3.
You understand? So the teacher is supposed to mentor, guide, coach, and teach as well. And we have blended learning as well, where it's merged. I know Harvard for their degrees is blended learning.
Okay.
So you take, they have their online portion, the part you do online, then you have to be in classes for certain classes.
That's cool.
Before you get your degree. So that's how they run a blend, which is where we're also going to. A lot of people are already there. I mean, Harvard is already there. That's what they're doing, the blended learning. But I also foresee a lot of schools, that's where they're going to go to, where they're either running a mixture of blended and flipped classroom. So where, these children have the content, they can access it at any time. And then at their own time, they access it, they can read before the class. A class
and
of
be
2
even
weeks.
better in the class. So how can educators leverage online resources and collaborative tools in this diverse form of education that we have? So if you look at it, it seems like the students are becoming smarter than the teachers.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree? Okay.
No,
so
I do not
you
agree
see
with
that if you go to the universities now, you see students are saying, okay, this man doesn't know what he's doing. Like, we are ahead of these people. Like, they need to come and meet us where we are. So
I like that. I like that.
So, so how can we ensure that the teachers are updated in the process so that the system is not leaving them behind? Because one thing about technology, if you're not advancing, if you're not adapting, you find out that you'll be playing catching up every time. And if you're not catching up, it will leave you behind.
It will.
So what do you think about this?
It will. Okay, first things first. I do not agree with the fact that the students are smarter than the teachers. I do not agree with that at all. I think that situation, it's a circumstantial and contextual situation, given the context. Definitely, I'm not saying that there are situations where there are some people that are not supposed to be educators. They get this job because there's no other job. It's not what they want to do. No, it's the truth of the matter. It's not what they want to do. They just, since I read biochemistry, I can't get a job. Let me just go and be teaching science in the school. So people like that, in situations like that, you can definitely find situations where the children know that this teacher doesn't know what he's saying. This teacher cannot teach. Doesn't mean that he doesn't know. Like in your case where you had the math teacher that is just not an educator. They're just people like that. I agree on that. That's why I said it's a very circumstantial and contextual. Regards the educators, I advocate for educators because I work with them a lot. Basically, my day-to-day is interacting with them. We hold a lot of webinars, regards even physical events too, that focuses on them, just trying to improve what they are doing currently and trying to improve the state of their schools. And working with them, I found out that a lot of the times it's not that they don't want to improve. It's just that they do not have the means to. They do not, because you're telling an educator to be able to come and start creating content online. And the educator does not have a laptop. The educator is using an itel phone from, one time that the camera doesn't work well. So a lot of times it's not, I've interacted with quite a number of them, and I have to say about 90% are open to these innovations. But then there's the digital divide. It's an issue because you even have situations where students in a school, please schools, I love you. Don't come for me. For online learning to work, teachers need to be onboarded. Teachers need to know how to use it. Teachers need the tools to be able to use it. And a lot of times, they don't have the
invariably, that means the students become smarter.
No, they don't. Because that's the thing. One thing I feel like we need to understand is that learning is not just about just taking in knowledge. If it's like that, anybody, you pick up a book and then teachers are mentors. They guide you. They tell you the best ways to do things. It doesn't mean you can go online and find a lot of these things there. You can go online and, find whatever subjects you want. You can find full courses on it. You can be able to teach yourself. But a lot of times as human beings, we are not able to do that. We need somebody that knows.
Can't really trust yourself.
Exactly. You still need the discipline. You still need the motivation from someone. You still need somebody to coach you. And teachers, they teach critical skills. They don't just, teachers don't just teach, they teach empathy. Children growing up, have you dealt with kids?
Let's not go there.
Have you dealt with kids? Do you have kids? No, children growing up, there's a lot to learn.
Okay.
There are a lot of social skills they learn from the teachers. There is a lot of critical thinking skills, research skills. There are so many things that teachers bring to the table, not just putting in knowledge. And that's one thing I really need people to understand. Because you have situations where parents talk down teachers and say things like, what you're doing, I can be able to do it at home. Yeah. It's just I don't have the time. Things like that. It doesn't work like that. Teachers do way more.